It is truly an amazing book. Now available on Amazon. So what are you waiting for? Get your copy now.
Where we have today because of the decision we made yesterday. Our actions of today will determine how the future will pan out. A farmer that fails to plant seed today will go hungry tomorrow. A man who spends all his salary today will have no money to spend tomorrow. Your obedience and your humility of today will become the platform of greatness tomorrow. On this note, I want to welcome you again to your favorite radio show, the Hook Book Review on AP Radio. I want to say a very beautiful morning, afternoon, and evening to you, wherever you are listening to me from. Thank you once again for joining today. The extract I read at the opening is from a book titled Design Your Future by Dele Olawanle. And that is what the book we're going to be reviewing today. And I hope you will enjoy today's show, as you have always do. Again, just to remind you that if you want to be part of our sponsor, you can as well do that by sending a mail to apradiouk@gmail.com. I repeat, apradiouk@gmail.com. You might want to advertise your products, your service, or your events, your upcoming programs. We're here to assist you in getting more people for your products and your service. So in today's show, like I've introduced before, that we're going to be reviewing a book that is titled Design Your Future by Dele Olawanle. The book is about 100 and it's about 77 pages. And if you look at that, it's a kind of book that you can read within a week. If you're a fast reader, you should be able to read this book within a week. So the book asks about 11 chapters. It's got a lot of chapters. And I believe these are short chapters that will not take you more than 1 week to read. The chapter 1 of this book is titled A Begging Generation. We might not have the opportunity of reviewing all the chapters because of the limited time on this show. And that is why we are calling for people to bring in their service, their products, to advertise on this radio show so that it will enable us to extend the time. So we are looking at Design Your Future. So it's a book that has to do with a concept that is titled Do It Yourself. And that is the summary, the central message of this book is that you can design your future. You can decide how your future will look like. Though there is a place of God in anything that we do in life. But nevertheless, you have a role to play. And that is just the summary of this wonderful book. The author started by saying, "It saddened my heart that we have become a begging generation." A lot of people, they depend on others for them to do basic things that they can do themselves. A lot of people are begging. They are waiting for people to feed them. They are waiting for people to assist them in some little things that they could have done by themselves. And that is why the author is saying, you that you are listening to me, you need to move away from a begging generation to a generation that can do it. It's a generation that believes in themselves, a generation that can as well make a way to others. And that is the summary of chapter 2 of this book, which is Be a Dreamer. The book, chapter 2 of this book is titled Be a Dreamer. Leave the begging generation and move to a generation that dreams, a generation that can provide for their environment, that can provide for their society. You should have something in mind that you can give back to the society. You don't have to wait for society to keep providing for you. And that is the mind of the author in the chapter 2 of this book. Chapter 3 of this book is do a great work. Do a great work. And the author is saying that you should move from being a dreamer alone and transform to a stage where you can do great work. We've got a lot of people around the world that has changed our history. Why? Because they have made up their mind to do a great work. You are destined to be on top. That is the message from chapter 3 of this book. I want to go for a short break, and I will be back to continue the review of Design Your Future by Dele Olawanle.
This is Sophie Stewart. I'm a musician, music producer, and director. You are listening to AP Radio UK, the station with distinction. Keep listening. Don't touch the dial. God bless you.
Practical Approaches to Choosing a Career. Practical Approaches to Choosing a Career is the latest book by best-selling author Dr. Olushola Kolawole. In this book, Dr. Kolawole gives deep insights, guided by premises that analyze and help the reader insist on a path for a fulfilling career destiny. The book is quite informative, educative, and extremely engaging. It is truly an amazing book. Now available on Amazon. So what are you waiting for? Get your copy, now.
You are welcome back to your favorite radio show, Book Review on AP Radio UK. Don't forget that we are reviewing the book titled Design Your Future by Dele Olawanle. Chapter 4 of this book is titled You Already Have Enough. And the author is encouraging all of us that people fail in life because they lack confidence, they lack self-belief, and clearly defined goals. These three things are very important. And that is what the author is highlighting in this chapter. That for you to be able to design your future, you need to be confident about it. You need to believe in yourself. A lot of people, they don't even believe in themselves. And that is where we make mistake today. And that is where we don't see our future as being a bright future. Because we are still depending on others, because we still believe that people should do it for us when you can actually do it. When you've gotten enough that will enable you to do everything. Remember that our favorite book says we can do all things. And I can assure you, you, my listener, this afternoon, that you can do all things. The author in chapter 5, which is titled, Plan the Future You Want. With God on your side, you can plan the future. I know there are a lot of things that has been said by people that, oh, you don't know tomorrow. Yeah, truly, you might not know tomorrow. But the author is telling us here that you can have a future. You can get that future that you have planned for yourself. So you can have it, but you need to have that plan in mind, and you need to do it. Chapter 6 of this book is great. Create a list of what you need to do. As you are listening to me, for you to be able to design your future, why don't you get a pen and a paper and create a list of the things that you need to do for you to be able to have that bright future that you have planned for your life. And that is what the author is saying in chapter 6 of this book. Chapter 7 says, live deliberately. Be intentional about what you want to do. Be intentional about where you are going tomorrow. Be intentional about your future. Chapter 8 says, live a life of good health. Live healthy. It is very important, because without your health, you might not be able to design a future for yourself. And chapter 9 of this book says you should be disciplined. What you need is discipline. And the author cited series of ways by which we can discipline ourselves to ensure that we have the future that we have planned for our life. Chapter 10 of this book is all about separate yourself. You need to distinguish yourself among your peers. You need to know that you have what others do not have in life. You need to be sure of where you are going. And that is why you need to separate yourself, my listener here. And if you can do this, you will be able to design a future for yourself. You will be able to design where you are going. You will be able to design that truly this is the kind of life I want for my life. And you'll be able to achieve it. And before I close today, I want to summarize this book by saying that all of us, I'm speaking to you, my listener. I'm speaking to you that you can design your future yourself. But however, the author actually mentioned this, that you cannot design a future without the Supreme Being. And who is this Supreme Being? It's God. With God on your side, you can have a future that you have planned for yourself. Thank you once again for listening to me this beautiful afternoon. I will be glad again to see you next week. Remember, if you want to be part, you can advertise your program on this radio show. I remain my humble self, Olushola Adeborode Kolawole. Remember to give back to the society, and that is why we've got Oak Charity Initiative as well, where we have been helping a lot of widows around the world, particularly in Africa. You can be part of this. As we close today, we'll be closing with Ofi's song, the new release from my producer. Enjoy yourself. See you next week. Bye.
Looking at where you started from, it seems like a long way now, but grateful for all you've been through. Keep running, still learning. You'll be free and